So you've been watching my videos, you've been watching how I've been doing these trays, and you have now decided to want to make some of these trays. I'm going to teach you an inexpensive way to make a form. Right here, you have a sheet of HDPE. You could pick up one of these at your local plastic supply or at Amazon or Walmart.com. This is a 30 by 18 sheet, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut 4 sides at 1 3/4 inches off on each side, and we're going to start with the ends first. You will need a drill. You will need 18 coursed sheetrock screws. Number 6, 1 1/4 inch. A countersink drill bit. An actual drill bit. A 3M white buffing pad. A table saw. Alright, so now in the meantime, we're going to wait for the caulking to dry, and we're going to cut ourselves some boards to fit in this tray. Alright, so I got me here a 3-gallon kit of epoxy. It's a 2-part epoxy. We have an A and a B. For this kit, we're going to pour 3 liters. This is a 4-liter bucket, and I got a measuring cup, and we're going to do, where's the liter side? There it is. We're going to do 2 liters of the part A first. Now when you pour epoxy, you want the temperatures to be anywhere between 68 and 75 degrees. You have 8 hours of working time with this epoxy. With Chemtech, we have a Chem Craft that's good for 2-inch casting, which are perfect for these trays. And then we have a Chem Thick that's good for big kitchen tables, dining room tables and stuff too. So now, since this is a 2-part, we did 2 liters of the A, now we're going to do 1 liter of the B. Once you mix the two, again, you have 8 hours to work with. So now that we got 3 liters in this bucket, I'm going to use Chemcraft's Magic Gold Yellow. Is what we're going to try today. And I don't do any certain type of measuring on this stuff. Only if I pour a big table and I know I got to do in multiple 5-gallon buckets, then we'll measure the powder that goes in there. But for trays, I just put quite a bit. Well, you really don't need that much, but because these come in 3-ounce jars and you got plenty to play with. Possibly. Well, that actually looks like gold. Looks good. We'll fill her all the way up and all those cracks and everything too. Now we have the pour. You want a nice thin layer over the whole thing like that, and you want to let the epoxy soak into the pores of the wood and let it create a bond over 3 days. 3 days you want to allow it to cure. Now, what we're going to do is take this thing to my planer. Now, you don't need something like this. All you need is a little 12-inch desktop planer, and these will work just fine with that. But this is what I got, and I'm going to use this. Now we have the board nice and flat. We got 2 options here. We can knit one big board for one price, or cut it in half and you got 2 boards for another price. Also, when you're done with this, you can just re-silicone the edges and it should be ready to go for another pour. Now we got our 2 boards. Now it's time to finish them. And what we're going to do is, right here you got these little microscopic holes right in there. And what we're going to do to make a nice quality finish on that is we're going to use Star Bond epoxy. And what this is, it's an easy way to fill up these little microscopic holes. You spray it with a little accelerator and it dries in like 5 seconds. And once you get it down to 220, you can do 2 things. You either get a router bit and you can get a router table and do a little 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch groove all around the edges after you sand it, or do like I do. And with my finish sander, I do a Festool EC150 finish sander, and I do even strokes, and I do 5 strokes on the corner. And it gives it a nice little edge right there if you do that. Now this is at 220. I am going to now brand my brand on here at 220 and then finish it with the 320. Now we got the brand on there, we're going to do a light sand at 320. It's time for the oiling process. And I do 3 types of oils. I use OSMO products. First coat, I use an ultra thin. Okay? This thin soaks into the pores of the wood. Right? And then after that coat, I use Polyx. Polyx is more of a solid. You'll use that for your second coat. Your third coat, you will use Liquid Wax Cleaner. And this is more like a protectant. And it protects the surface after it's been all oiled. So that's the processes. 1 coat of the extra thin, 1 coat of the Polyx, and 1 coat of the Liquid Wax Cleaner. Now, you don't need very much either. As you'll see, I'll just need a couple little drops to surface the whole thing. One of these cans will last you a very, very long time on doing these boards. All right, it's very watery. Wow, what a difference, huh? Here's the first coat of the extra thin. Now we are going to wait about 30 minutes, do the backside, and then we'll wait for 8 hours to do the next coat. There is before after it's surfaced, and then after the first coat of oil. All right, well now that we made the last coat of Liquid Wax Cleaner, this is the final outcome of the board. As you can see, the OSMO oil darkened up the walnut really good, and it goes really well with that gold. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that whole little tutorial of from start to finish for a tray. If you would, please subscribe to my channel and press that like button, and we'll see you guys next time.